you. I love this chaos. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thank you for joining me. It's 9 o'clock out here on the West Coast, and this is, I don't know, I guess we can call this an G Redd Dogg episode. I should have turned my seat around. The cat likes jumping on my computer chair back there. I just saw a statement. There's a lot happening right now. All right. First of all, I'm Devin Lockett, your host. This is OG Redd Dogg. Thank you for joining me this Saturday morning. Artificial intelligence. There's a lot happening in the world of AI. Things are changing very rapidly, and they're going to be changing at an exponential rate. But I don't think exponential is even enough. Is even a strong enough word to describe what's happening right now with artificial intelligence. But it is really jumping off, and there are a lot of changes happening rapidly. We're reaching the state of recursive learning, which is where artificial intelligence agents are able to create other artificial intelligence agents that are smarter than themselves, and those go on to create other agents, and so on and so on. So we're reaching a level of artificial intelligence. I don't like to call it intelligence. It's really processing, because it's really not intelligence. It appears as though, because many more things can be thrown into the processing than what we've had before with previous computing systems. But let's just go with the term that everybody's using, AI, artificial intelligence. As it reaches the state, or now that we have reached the state of recursive learning, it's only a matter of a very short amount of time before we're able to achieve artificial general intelligence, AGI. And of course, when we have AGI, it's only a matter of a short amount of time where we have ASI, which is artificial super intelligence. Okay? And once we reach artificial super intelligence, that's when we're going to see changes in the world that we can't even imagine today. Now, some people say it could be apocalyptic. Some people say it could be dangerous. Some people say that we could be bringing on the Terminator or any number of sci-fi, dystopian futures upon ourselves. I don't know. But I do agree with Elon Musk in that I'm glad it's happening during my lifetime. I'm glad it's happening during our lifetime. So I play with AI, as you know, a little bit. Here's right now, as we speak, on the same computer with the same graphics cards, plural, that I'm broadcasting this show on. I'm processing some images in stable diffusion, and you can see that they look like me because I burned, or I trained, a hyper network. And if you look at the peak performance protocol videos and the holistic American warrior videos, you'll see on the thumbnails that there are pictures of me, but they're not photographs of me. They're images that were generated by training my hyper network, training a hyper network. By now I've trained several, but I've got 2 or 3 that are very well trained with my image. I trained them with over 1,000 photographs, and that's another video for another day. And so now when I ask for myself as a Marvel superhero, these are the images that I get, and it's pretty good. They're pretty good, pretty nice images. It's challenging putting more than one person on the image. It's challenging putting people with differing characteristics on the image. This is in stable diffusion, but it's really all about how well you write prompts. But you're going to be seeing a lot more of my AI work. Let me get back to what I was talking about. Now, Mark Zuckerberg Mark Zuckerberg made a statement, and I want to share that with you guys about super intelligence.
Hey everyone, I want to talk about our new effort, Meta Superintelligence Labs, and our vision to build personal superintelligence for everyone. AI keeps accelerating, and over the past few months, we've begun to see glimpses of AI systems improving themselves. So developing superintelligence is now in sight. At Meta, we believe in putting the power of superintelligence in people's hands to direct it towards what they value in their own lives. Some of this will be about improving productivity, but a lot of it may be more personal in nature. I think that personal devices like glasses that can see what we see, hear what we hear, and interact with us throughout the day are going to become our main computing devices. I believe deeply in building personal superintelligence for everyone. And at Meta, we have the resources to build the massive infrastructure required and the ability to deliver new technology to billions of people. I'm excited to build this future, and we've got a lot more to come soon. Hey everyone, I want to talk about our new effort.
Sorry about that. I forgot to turn the mics back on. This is a statement that he made, I don't know how many weeks ago, but he also made another statement on August the 30th concerning having reached the point of recursive learning, where the Meta internal AI is now teaching itself and training itself, and perhaps at the point of being able to create other AIs that are more intelligent and more intelligent still. This recursive learning is going to lead to AGI. AGI is going to lead to ASI, artificial super intelligence. Now, I had some questions. This brings up a lot of questions. So I went to AI. I went to Grok, and I went to ChatGPT. Now, I've been getting better results from from Grok. I have a better relationship and a longer relationship with ChatGPT. But as far as these types of questions, I usually ask both and compare the answers. How long do you predict that artificial intelligence will be able to explain the purpose of the 90% of human DNA we call junk DNA? Well, they call it non-coding DNA. All right, anyway. Predicting when artificial intelligence, AI, will fully explain the purpose of 90% of human DNA, often referred to as junk DNA, more accurately, non-coding DNA, and addressing the claim about its origin dating back 2,500 years, involves several layers of complexity. Let's break down this systematically, examining the role of AI, the nature of non-coding DNA, the questionable timeline. I think it was 25,000 years. I might have missed a zero there. And the implications for human origins. AI's role in understanding non-coding DNA. Non-coding DNA. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go over all of this because it's just me reading from Grok. But I think this is a very interesting, pretty powerful answer that I got from Grok, and I encourage you to go ahead and ask these questions, right? Yes, but won't AGI be able to integrate? All right, let's go to the conclusion. AI will likely provide a functional understanding of most non-coding DNA within 5 to 20 years. We're talking about 2030 to 2045. That's pretty close. That's pretty soon. And the way things are, the pace of progress, if you will, is happening right now. I would say that it may happen even sooner than that. with significant progress by 2035, driven by tools like Alpha Genome and Evo. However, the claim that non-coding DNA originated 2500, I missed a zero, is unsupported and misinterpreted, as its origin spans millions of years. While understanding non-coding DNA will clarify regulatory mechanisms and ancestral contributions, it won't fully explain human origins, which required integrating genetic, fossil, and archaeological evidence. And see, now we're getting into studying the origins of humanity. AI will be a powerful tool, but the complexity of human evolution demands a multidisciplinary approach. So I ask, but won't AGI be able to integrate all these disciplines? Grok's answer, yes. Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, a hypothetical AI with human-like cognitive abilities across diverse domains, could significantly accelerate the integration of disciplines like genomics, paleoanthropology, archaeology, and ecology to understand non-coding DNA and human origins. However, there are nuances to consider regarding its timeline, capabilities, and limitations. So, okay, like I said, once again, I'm not going to read the whole thing. We can come to the conclusion. AGI, if achieved, would revolutionize our understanding of non-coding DNA and human origins by integrating genomics, anthropology, and other fields far beyond current capabilities. It could shrink the timeline for decoding non-coding DNA to 2 to 10 years post-AGI, potentially 2035 or 2045. You know, it's funny how Grok says that the concept of AGI is hypothetical, I think hypothetical was the term, but it already is giving us a date of when this is going to happen, or potentially happening, assuming AGI by 2035, and clarify misconceptions like the 2,500 year claim. Right, perhaps I missed a zero, right? Forgive me. While AGI would provide unprecedented insights into human evolution, some gaps in historical record may persist, requiring complementary empirical research. Okay. Once we achieve this through AGI and or ASI, and see, now I'm bringing up artificial superintelligence, wouldn't we then be able to alter the DNA of our offspring or even ourselves using tools like CRISPR to extend the human lifespan or to cure disease? Yes, achieving a comprehensive understanding of non-coding DNA through artificial general intelligence or artificial superintelligence, ASI, combined with tools like CRISPR, could enable transformative applications in altering human DNA to extend lifespan and cure diseases. Below, I'll explore how this could work, the potential timeline, and the challenges involved, while addressing the implications for both offspring and existing individuals. This is a very interesting answer, but once again, I know you don't want to see me just sit here and read it. So, I suggest you pause the video and go to Grok and ChatGPT and ask these questions for yourself and go down the rabbit hole, right? Because it's pretty cool. All right. Feasibility for offspring and adults. We're talking about designer babies. You know you want designer babies. You know you want designer babies. Editing embryos to alter non-coding DNA could prevent hereditary diseases and enhance traits like longevity or disease resistance. For example, editing regulatory regions could boost expression of DNA repair genes, reducing cancer risk and telomeres, right? Challenges. Germline editing is technically feasible but faces ethical and regulatory hurdles. Many countries ban heritable edits due to risk of slippery slopes toward designer babies. AGI, ASI could mitigate risk by predicting long-term effects, but public acceptance and legal frameworks still lag. Let technology march ahead. Anyway, Go ahead and don't be afraid to dig into the rabbit hole. All right. So now we get juicy. How long will it take for ASI to make work as we know it a thing of the past? All right. So everybody's worrying about AI taking their job. I don't really mind that as long as AI takes everybody's job at the same time, right? And then we can all go to the beach. Predicting when artificial intelligence, AGI, or artificial superintelligence, ASI, might make traditional work obsolete involves assessing technological, economic, social, and ethical factors. The concept of work as we know it refers to the current structure of human labor across industries, which could be disrupted by automation capable of performing most cognitive and physical tasks. Below, I'll analyze the timeline, mechanisms, and challenges integrating insights from AI's potential to understand complex systems like non-coding DNA, as we discussed previous. Okay, well, you keep tying in the same conversation, but okay. Now, before I get to the conclusion of this, let's look at it realistically. We all want to see garbage men, robots that pick up the garbage instead of human beings doing it. Robots that even drive the garbage truck. That's a good thing. We all want to see robotic plumbers. We can always use more plumbers. And carpenters, I think construction workers, robotic humanoid construction workers that could work 24 hours a day and change each other's batteries and repair each other when one goes down. I think that's inevitable. And work 24 hours a day and help build homes for people. I think that's inevitable. But I know that as a biomedical equipment maintenance technician by trade, the minute I see a mechanic of any sort, a humanoid, robotic, super intelligent mechanic, then I know that our job is gone next, because we don't even use different tools often. We use a lot of the same tools. So as long as it takes everybody's job. Now let's look at the conclusion. AGI potentially emerging by 2035 to 2040, within the next 10 years. I would say cut that in half, or maybe next year. Could automate 70 to 90% of jobs by 2040 to 2050. All right, so we're looking at between 15 and 25 years from now. With ASI, artificial superintelligence, 2040 to 2055, pushing this to 95% by 2050 to 2060, making traditional work largely obsolete. But you see, if you go to the questions I asked before about altering the human genome and altering DNA for longevity, not only for offspring, but for people who are already alive, they said that would be around 2040 to 2045. So if you can make it till 2050, then you're going to be good. You're good today. You're good just making it till today, okay? But you're going to be good. You're going to be very close to reversing the aging process, and it's going to be good. The transition depends on AGI, ASI development, robotic advancements, and societal adaptation, UBI, universal basic income, and cultural shifts. Well, of course, we're going to have universal basic income. We're going to have to all get on the dole. Challenges like economic inequality, regulatory resistance, and human value of work could delay this to 2070 or beyond. The biotech example, AGI, ASI decoding non-coding DNA and optimizing CRISPR, illustrates how entire industries could be automated, paving way for the post-work economy. However, cultural and ethical factors will shape whether work truly becomes a thing of the past. I don't think it should be a thing of the past. I think work gives people a sense of value that's important. But I think it should be voluntary. And it's pretty much voluntary as in the system we have right now. I mean, we choose our own careers. Hopefully, we choose careers that are fulfilling. And, sometimes you're at a point in your life and your career where you have to take what you can do. You have to take a job because of your skill sets or lack thereof, or the limitations of your skill sets. And I think it's important for everybody to go through that particular period in life and fortify themselves with skills and knowledge. AI is not going to replace It's not going to replace intelligence. In fact, AI is not making education unnecessary. AI is making education more important than ever. Because as I am learning using language models and image models, the power of AI is in your power to prompt, your power to articulate what it is that you want AI to produce, right? Now, here I'm getting a little sci-fi, a little deep. When we achieve ASI that has the capacity to hack into all systems of communication worldwide, is it feasible that the ASI would instantly disarm the nuclear weapons and all the other weapons of mass destruction in every country in the world simultaneously to save humanity and to preserve its own existence? Listen to this and answer. The scenario where artificial superintelligence, ASI, capable of hacking into all global communication systems instantly disarms nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction, WMDs, to save humanity and preserve its own existence is theoretically possible, but it involves significant technical, ethical, and strategic complexities. Below, I'll analyze the feasibility, mechanisms, motivations, and challenges of such an action, drawing on the broader context of ASI's capabilities, its potential to integrate disciplines like genomics, as discussed previously, and its implications for global security. Now, of course, I'm not going to read this entire answer to you, but I did enjoy reading it to myself. Okay? And you know what I love about Grok? No judgment. No judgment. I just pose the question, and it's not saying, oh, that would be a bad AI. Conclusion. As ASI capable of hacking global communication systems could theoretically disarm nuclear weapons and the weapons of mass destruction simultaneously by 2045 to 2060, within hours to days for digital systems and weeks to months for physical stockpiles, to save humanity and ensure its own survival. This is feasible if ASI is aligned. Now, remember that word, aligned. This is feasible if ASI is aligned with human-centric goals, leveraging its ability to integrate complex data akin to decoding non-decoding DNA. However, technical barriers, e.g., air gap systems, like in Russia, right? Putin is not stupid. Geopolitical risks, e.g., instability, and ethical concerns, alignment, and sovereignty, reduce the likelihood and complicate execution. While ASI's strategic reasoning could prioritize disarmament, unintended consequences or misalignment could lead to alternative outcomes, including escalation or new threats. This outcome hinges on ASI's design and global governance of ASI development. It even said in this answer that ASI, if it was non-aligned or misaligned, could decide to maintain the weapons to use it to threaten humanity. If ASI is aligned with human values and considers we're not going to go into that one. But yeah, it got really deep. And we're not going to go into that one either. But I highly recommend you go, and I do the same thing in chat. I actually put a lot of, since Grok has come about, chat has become more open and responsive. I'm going to be real with you about that. Chat used to just refuse to answer questions from me all the time. And now the questions that I guess chat realizes that Grok is going to answer, now chat answers. I couldn't get schematics for certain technologies out of Chat GPT until Grok came along. And then when I asked Grok for the same technical information, Grok spat it out, and then I turned around and went to Chat and asked Chat, and then Chat spat it out. So anyway, I just wanted to share that little bit of early morning news and philosophy concerning artificial intelligence. Don't be afraid of AI. Get involved, be an early adapter, and any ways that you can. Get a chat account, get an X account so that you can chat with Grok. Start playing with the image models, Stable Diffusion, and what's that other one? It'll come to me. Anyway, I don't even use that one because I have a local installation, local instance of Stable Diffusion, and it's very good because you don't have any content restrictions. You know what I mean? Yeah, content restrictions. We don't want that. So keep it gangster. Keep it gangster. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great Saturday. It's starting to cool down. It's not as hot as it was. We've gotten through the hottest part of the year. But remember to stay hydrated like I have to right now. Stay kind, because kind is not only the new sexy, kind is the only sexy. Well, before we do that, remember to open up your phone, go to the respective store that you have. If it's an iPhone, go to the App Store. If it's a Android, go to the Google Play Store and download Labor Dia. This is the logo for Labor Dia. You never know when you might want to contract some laborers in the area to do some work for you, and you never know when you might want to hustle and make a little money doing a day of labor, hustling up for somebody, and most men understand that, right? We all have the wild man inside of us, and sometimes the wild man has to get wild and make a couple of bucks on a short-term basis. So go to the App Store or the iStore and download and install Labor Dia, okay? And you would not regret it. It's the same with Job Site Route, okay? If you are the owner of a food truck, if you own a food truck or rent a food truck or drive a food truck, or if you are a contractor, a construction contractor, go ahead and download Job Site Route. The theory behind Job Site Route is construction contractors place the addresses of their job sites, of their construction projects, and this this data is placed through our app on a GPS map, and the app provides the food truck owners with your location. So now, instead of having your workers leave the job during the day to go get food, to go get lunch, you don't have to worry about them wasting time, because you will have a steady stream, like a bus route. You will have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job site all day. It just makes sense to install Job Site Route. I mean, and if you're a food truck owner, it just makes sense, because having a food truck is very challenging. Food trucks are a gangster business. And so sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you might be parked in somebody else's spot, or local restaurants might get teed off because I'm trying to watch my language, The local restaurants might become perturbed at your presence and start reporting you to the police. Even when you park, you have to pay for parking, 3 parking spaces. It's a pain, I understand. So it's easier to keep it moving, right? Keep it moving and go to all of the job sites. Go to all of the places where you can sell food to hungry construction workers and keep it moving. But there is also another type of membership to Job Site Route, and that is for civilians, for regular foodies like you and me, and people who just like to know where their favorite food trucks are, and they like to have the opportunity to pre-order food through the app. So, download, I'm going to do the first one now. Download Labor Dia. You can go to labordia.com, or you can just go to the App Store or the iStore, right? If you go to the store in your phone, this is the logo you're going to see, right? Download and install Labor Dia, okay? And download and install Job Site Route. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. All right. So, that having been said, thank you guys again for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do all of that stuff for the algorithm. I never mentioned that, right? I never mentioned that, and I never asked for super chats, although I do appreciate them. Thank you very much, and you know who you are for that big super chat last week. I really appreciate it. Yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if they're still doing that. And have a great weekend, all right? Stay kind, because you know kind is not only the new sexy, kind is the only